Alright guys, so I want to introduce you to a new liquidation pallet site. Now you can order a number of different things here. It comes in four different varieties. I've only really looked at 2 of them potentially. So obviously we'll get cases out of the way. Now these are the smallest, and sometimes you can get a mystery case here, so you'll see certain things in the boxes, and these tend to be the cheapest here. They're kind of, just think of them as like liquidation pallets in boxes from Quicklotz, right? A lot of them are new stuff. If you click on one of them, it'll actually tell you what specifically kind of comes in there. So you're going to get things that are retail value from 5 to 30. The cost per item on average is $2.25 per U. In some cases, you may find one item that pays for the whole box, and you can do your product research. I recommend, regardless of if you're sourcing individual items or pallets, you always do your product research ahead of time. I'll actually take you through an example product research with this actual one really fast to show you. But that's basically what it is. You can also watch unboxing videos of this. Now you see this one sells for $2.25. So what I look for is a few items that I see pictures of that I can do research initially that are going to pay for the majority of the pallets. So let's say I can find like 4 items in some of these pictures that I'm pretty sure is going to charge me up to like $150, or maybe like 5 or 6 items that's going to equate to about $200 in selling. And then I know that, okay, I'm getting 100 items, about 5 of them are going to pay for about 200 of them. So then that means that 96 only have to pay for $25 more plus profit. If that makes sense, then that's kind of how I do it. So I'm going to run you through that here in a second, but I want to touch on some other ways that you can buy it. So like we said, the cases here on Quicklotz, obviously the pallets are just a little bit bigger here, and it comes with other things. So if this wasn't so expensive, I'm not ready to drop $3,000 on a pallet. I've been scaling up and buying, like, I think the most expensive pallet I bought was like $4.99. It was close to $500. So I'm not ready to drop 3 G's on a pallet, but if I were, this one actually looks really promising, this electronics pallet. And like I said, if you're buying, whether it's $250, whether it's $350, whether it's $3,000, you always want to do your product research initially, right? You should spend an hour or 2 doing product research and making sure that this is a profitable pallet. You're not taking a chance here. You're basically ensuring that you're going to be profitable ahead of time. Like I said, I'm going to run you through an example of how to actually do that here with this specific one. So that's cases, pallets, then obviously truckloads, which I'm assuming the majority of us won't be buying. I don't think I'm ever going to scale to this certain degree because I don't have a warehouse, so I'm not planning on buying a truckload and storing it at my parents' house. And like I said, I don't have a warehouse, and I certainly won't be storing it at my apartment. So I won't be buying any truckloads, but maybe that's something you're interested in. And then not obviously, I keep wanting to say obviously. I have these filler words that I say from time to time. Obviously, lately, like you just heard, it's obviously. Sometimes it's like, and sometimes it's like the uhs and the ums. So kind of funny to hear that, when I actually go back and watch these lectures. But just if I'm saying a word and I'm repeating it a lot, just know that it's a filler word. So then you also have auctions, as you see here. I don't really play around with the auctions. Obviously, like we just said, there we go with another obviously. I don't plan on doing the truckloads either. So I'm going to stick with cases and pallets for Quicklotz specifically. But let me take you through a case. I won't waste too much of your time here, but I just want to introduce you to how I would potentially approach this doing product research. So I know that this one costs $2.25, right? So I need to make $2.25 back and have a number of other products for me to even be interested in buying a pallet like this. So what would I do? Well, first and foremost, we know that we can't really do product research on Poshmark. We can't really do product research on Mercari. So I recommend that you do product research on eBay and Amazon. Now, I'm going to run you through a lot of the product research on Amazon. If you need to know how to do product research on eBay, those are kind of cool shoes. I kind of like them. If you need to do product research on eBay, then you can check Module 20, which is the extra eBay selling tips. And basically what that teaches you to do is use the search bar, find items like that, do sold and completed items on the left, and see exactly what's been sold, not just listed, and for what price. So check Module 20 if you need a recap on some of the eBay selling tips and how to do product research on eBay. But I'm going to take you through examples of how I would research this on Amazon. So what I might do is, I see right off the bat that those are Ray-Bans. Now, knowing what I know about Ray-Bans, and if they're in new condition, which this lot says that the majority of them are in new condition, mostly all retail ready items. I believe somewhere I read it was all new or mostly new. So Ray-Bans, even if those are used Ray-Bans, I'm going to, just pull the calculator up and start tallying up what I think I can make off this. So as I get auto-captured on Poshmark. So let me just refresh this real fast so it's sharing while I'm actually doing this. always, this is what I always do, guys. I literally just set it on Poshmark. I set it and I forget it and I go about my life and it shares. And I think I just recently hit 70,000 followers on Poshmark. So pretty cool. I'm scaling pretty quickly and I hope that you are too. So like I said, the Ray-Bans, even if they're used right off the bat, I know I could probably sell them for 25 bucks at least. Now that's a very, very, very conservative estimate. If you buy Ray-Bans new, and these are new, I might be able to flip them for like 115, maybe 120, maybe 90 bucks. But I'm going to just take a conservative estimate and say that's at least a $25 score right there. Let's continue to do product research. So this one right here, I'm going to search this. So that's a Canon EFS 55-250 millimeter. Looks like a camera lens. It's pretty cool. If I had a Canon camera, I might just keep that. So that's Canon EFS. Canon EFS. What was the other? Let's move this over. Canon EFS 55-250 millimeter. 55-250 millimeter lens, and there it pops up. So let's see what it usually sells for. We got a Canon S55 250 millimeter, but this is a bundle. Canon EFS 55-250 millimeter. So let's check this one out. Here's an 18 EFS 2. Or that's not a 250. That's a 55. Or no, it's the same thing, right? EFS 250. So yeah, that's the same thing right there, but that's also a bundle. So it looks like this is the only, oh, here we go. So Canon EFS 18, is that the same one? No. 55-250, no. So this looks like this is the listing right here. So Canon EFS 55-250 millimeter. Now, obviously, when this came, I could scan this in with the UPC, with Seller Central, and know for sure exactly what listing it is. I'm just trying to do product research and get an idea for what this is going to sell for. So right here, we have this listed for $119, and you can buy it used. So depending on whether or not I thought that mine came in new and used condition, I could potentially list this as used or new. And it looks like all of these are listed as used like new and new. So the lowest here is $119. I could probably flip this for, $109 potentially, steal the buy box and flip this pretty fast. Let's see how fast it actually sells. So if we go back to the listing and we run Jungle Scout, doesn't look like there's any sales data, so it is $677 in SLR cameras, which is a good thing, but that's not the parent category. That's the subcategory of the parent category. So this might not sell fast, but it would sell eventually, especially if I sold a buy box. Now let's take this over and we'll see exactly what this is going to sell for on eBay to see if I can potentially sell this on eBay. You might be able to flip that on Mercari, although it's a little bit high end for something to sell on Mercari potentially. Usually I sell things from like $10 to like $50 on Mercari. I'm sure you could sell something like that on Mercari. I've just never tried, so I don't know enough about it. But so I would say that the two main marketplaces that you can flip this are Amazon and eBay. So let's do some research right here. Let's go 200 millimeter Canon EFS 200 millimeter, and there it is, EFS 55-250 millimeter. Usually you can sort through it on the left, but every once in a while it wants to mess around with you. See, there we go. Where is it? Sold and completed listings, and we're gonna see if anything like that sold. So look, on July 26th, which was yesterday, one sold for $123.99. EFS 55-250. The day before that, one sold for $77. The day before that, one sold for $50. So this is a pretty solid buy that you could definitely flip on definitely flip on eBay. It looks like for maybe we'll take the middle ground between 77 and 123. So we'll say $99 is what I'd list it for on eBay. So let's add $99 for that. Now we're at 124 potential profit margin on just two items, because this is the main ones that I saw just off the bat, the Ray-Bans and the Canon. And keep in mind too that I really lowballed these Ray-Bans. I always lowball, especially when I'm first starting out, and I haven't bought the pallet yet, just to make sure that I'm profitable. Now the next things that I would do is I'd look at for other things. So what is this? Link, what? I don't even know what that is. Let's go Link. So Link, I think it is Ease like that. Link Ease. Link SYS. Link SYS. So Link SYS. I think it was a wireless router. Smart Wi-Fi router. Smart Wi-Fi router. It pops up. Now, which one does it look like? We got it looks like it's black on the outside with a little bit of silver in the middle, and it's AC 1750. So let's go AC 1750. and we want to find one. So this is kind of what it looks like right here. We got the AC 1750 right here. So it's this one. So it sells for $35.95. And obviously none of these look like they're new. They're all listed as renewed. Keep in mind too that if I were going to sell that camera, I forgot that step. If I were going to try to sell that camera lens on Amazon, I would need to take it into Seller Central, make sure that I can sell it just like any other product, okay? So these all look like they're sold by distributors as well. We got one really, really low for $35.95, one for $45, and one for $99. So I'd have to probably sell this for like $29.95, I think would be a solid price. And then I could get the buy box and I could flip it like that. So if we're taking that into consideration, let's make sure that we can sell it. Otherwise, we'd have to try to flip it on eBay. Doesn't look like I'm able to sell this as refurbished and used. I'd have to request product approval in that category. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take this into eBay and see if this is something that we could flip on eBay. Sort by sold and completed to see if any of them have sold. And boom, it looks like 2 days ago, one has sold right here, the AC 750 smart router, $47.73. One sold a few days before that, super, super cheap for $770, but that might have been, that's pre-owned, so that's not new. This one's refurbished. It sold a few days before that, so like 6 days ago for $52.54. One, that doesn't look like it's the same thing. This is relatively similar, but it's not the same. Is that the 1750? Yeah. So it looks like two 1750s. Here's one for $16.50 that sold on the 3rd of July. Here's one for $9.50 that sold then. Here's one for $35. So I would say $25 would be a pretty solid estimate that you could flip it eventually if you listed it there. Now we're at $150. And that's basically, I don't want to waste too much of your time, but that's basically how I do product research and tally this up. Now I'd scan through this and maybe do like 10 to 15 to 20 items and find out exactly what they'd be. So like newbie headset stand, I'd research that. What else pops out to me? There's the Canon EFS. You got... Let's see, there's the Ray-Bans. Magnetic screen, I might research that. There's a fidget spinner in there. You could probably flip that for like $5 on eBay. There's the router. You got, is that Paw Patrol? I don't even know. Or hatchets. So kids stuff, you got Heat Gear, Under Armour. That's a solid brand. You got the can opener. Well, let's find another one of something that pops out really fast. So this one right here, oh, that's a case. That's another case. There's a book. Let's see. So this one, the controller, I might research that one, or it looks like it's controller things. This one might be one of the best things that you're going to find, a true RMS digital multimeter. So I'll take you through one more example of researching this, but then obviously you can spend like an hour researching a pallet. Remember, guys, all you need to do is find a pallet that, maybe 10 of the items pay for the pallet, or 5 of the items pay for the pallet, and you got like 100 items left, or like 50 items left. And then regardless of whether you're doing it on this Quicklotz specifically or another liquidation site, then that's exactly what I did when I bought all the pallets from 888 Lots, right? I made sure that only a couple items paid for the cost of the pallet, and that was pretty much golden because the rest of it was potential profit, regardless of how fast or slow I sold it, for how much or how little I sold it, okay? So let's research one more thing really fast. Let's take this, the True RMS Digital Multimeter. True RMS Digital Multimeter. And what was the number on it? We got UT 139. UT 139. So I don't think there was a space in there. Oops. What the heck? UT 139. And let's see if we can find it. So we got true multimeters right here. Here we go. UT 139C. That's pretty close. UT 139C. Is that what it kind of looks like? It is what it kind of looks like, although it's not a C. So one of those would be pretty close. And keep in mind, too, that this is just giving you an estimate of what you could potentially sell it for, what the market is like for this on Amazon, and then you can obviously do the same thing and take it into eBay. Now, when I got this box, I wouldn't just list this like this, right? I wouldn't search for it and then list one like it. What I would do is I'd scan the box. Whether you're scanning the actual picture, it would pop up with the listing on Amazon with the seller app, or you're scanning the actual barcode, which is the best way to do it. It would pop up with the actual listing, and then I just list it from there so I know for sure exactly what it correlates with, right? I'm just doing product research right now. I'm not actually listing like this. So that's what the picture looks like. We got a $5.99 in there, and it looks like one yellow, one blue. One yellow, one blue, 139. Oh, here it is right here. So UTI 139 digital multimeter, yellow and blue buttons. That looks pretty close to what that is. Now, it looks like there's one listed here for $7.79. It doesn't have much. It doesn't look like it's selling very well on Amazon. There's no data there, so I probably would try to flip this back on eBay as well. But clearly the market for it, this person believes, is about $70. So let's see if that's actually true. Let's take this into eBay, and we'll do a little product research on eBay. And you can sell all these back on Mercari as well. So we'll make sure that sold and completed is clicked, and it is. Look, one sold on eBay yesterday for $36. This is a C, keep in mind, though. So $36.48. We got a 139A, $42.79. 139A, $42.79. 139C, $47. 139S, so $72. 139E. I don't see any just normal 139s, but that's a pretty good indicator that there's a market for this on eBay, and they all roughly sell for, okay, here's a 139C that sold on July 1st, so the first of this month, for $35. But this is a pretty solid listing as well. You could probably flip this for at least $20. I'm going to say 25 because that's on the low end. You might be able to flip this for like 30 to $50, honestly. But I like to lowball it to make sure that I'm profitable, so I'm going to add another 25 there. Now we're at 174 with, I think, 4 items, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm pretty close. The product research would indicate so far that if I'm already at with the 4 of the top items, and those are, clearly some of the items that popped out to me. There's probably more if you look at some of the pictures in here of items that you could do research on that might be good things to buy, and like you could automatic card shuffle, you could research that. You could also research, this is a private label product. I've literally sold that before. I bought that on a coupon website. I remember that box, the Supa case. You could research the adapter, the Craft Haven paper, all sorts of stuff. That's basically what you're going to do. You're going to look at the pictures, you're going to research them, see what the market is for it, see what you can sell them for, and that's how you go. So this is literally a brand new box. You can see it's still in the wrapping. So that's what I would do. This would be an indication that, okay, with about 4 of these items, I've already paid for about 174, so that means I'm spending $50 on the remaining potential, 96 items. That's a pretty solid score, because if we take 96, and let's even do a conservative estimate, we'll go 90. Let's say we can't, let's even go 80. Let's say we can't sell 14 of the items. They're bad products. We can't really flip them. So 80 divided by, what was it, $50 is, that's not right. $50 divided by 80. What am I doing here? Is about 62 cents. So 62 cents per product is pretty freaking cheap to your door. And keep in mind that a lot of these other ones in here probably would sell for, $20, $30. It's just hard to find them because there's so many packed in there, and they just took pictures of the top of the things, right? So that's how you do product research. You're pretty smart, you're smart enough to kind of be able to figure this out on your own. Like I said, take it into eBay, search with sold and completed like I showed you. If you need a kind of, all overview of how to actually do that, go to module 20 of the course, and the eBay selling module will run you through that. One of the lectures actually goes over that specifically. Take them into Amazon Seller Central, see if you can sell them. Take them into Amazon, do product research. And then if you're pretty sure, remember, you're not guessing here, you're sure, you want to do your product research and make sure that you're going to be profitable with, maybe 10 of the items, 5 of the items, 4 of the items, whatever it is, then pull the trigger on a pallet and take a chance. I promise you it will pay off, but make sure to do your research ahead of time. I hope you're excited about Quicklotz. I'm really, really excited to kind of keep researching products on here, and eventually I'm going to pull the trigger on one of these.